Well, George's father died that night, Clarence. So, of course, George couldn't go to Europe. But that fall, just as he was ready to leave for college, the directors of the building and loan had a meeting. They were going to appoint a successor to Mr. Bailey.
A successor to our dear friend Peter Bailey. What was that you said, Mr. Potter?
I said, as long as Peter Bailey's dead, let's dissolve the building and loan. We don't need it.
Now, wait a minute.
No, you wait a minute. Peter Bailey was not a businessman. Ideals without common sense can ruin a town. What do we get? A discontented, lazy rabble instead of a thrifty working class.
Now, hold on, Mr. Potter. Wait a minute there. Why my father ever started this cheap penny-ante building and loan, I'll never know. But I just remember this, Mr. Potter, that this rabble you're talking about, they do most of the working and paying and living and dying in this community. Well, is it too much to have them work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent rooms and a bath? Anyway, my father didn't think so. People were human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. Well, in my book, he died a much richer man than you'll ever be.
I'm not interested in your book. I'm talking about the building and loan.
You're talking about something you can't get your fingers on, and it's galling. That's what you're talking about. Well, this town needs this measly one-horse institution, if only to have some place where people can borrow dollars without crawling to you. Now, come on, Uncle Billy.
What happened, George?
Yeah, all we heard was a lot of yelling.
Boy, oh boy, you should have heard George.
Yeah, they're in there voting us out of business.
Oh, who cares? I can get another job. I'm only 41.
45?
Well, you get out of here, George. You missed your boat trip. You want to miss college, too?
George, we just voted Potter down. We're still in business.
Whoopee! We're still in business. We're still in business.
But there's one condition, George. They've appointed you to take your father's place.
Appoint me? But I'm going to college. Look, this is my last chance. Oh, Uncle Billy, he's your man.
George, you've got to take it. They'll vote with Potter otherwise. They said so. They even...
I know. George Bailey didn't go to college.
That's right, Clarence. He gave his college money to Harry. Harry went instead.
Yes, but what happened to that good-looking girl? You know, Mary.
Oh, George saw her now and then. Not very often, though, because Mary went away to school, too. Anyway, George waited 4 years more for Harry to come back and take over the building and loan. He could still see the world. He planned to work in the oil fields, Venezuela. Except when Harry came home, he wasn't alone. There was a girl with him, his wife.
George?
Yeah, I'm out here on the porch, Mother. Just thought I'd get some air.
Well, how do you like your new sister-in-law?
Oh, she's swell.
Looks like she can keep Harry on his toes.
Yeah, keep him out of Bedford Falls, anyway.
What do you mean?
Well, Ruth's father, he's got a wonderful job for Harry up in Buffalo.
Buffalo?
Yeah,
Well, that means you can't...
yeah.
Oh, George. Did you know Mary Hatch is back from school?
Yeah.
Nice girl, Mary. Oh, stop grunting. Give me one good reason why you shouldn't call on Mary.
Well, Sam Wainwright. Sam's crazy about her.
Well, she's not crazy about him.
Well, now, how do you know that? Did she discuss it with you?
Besides, Sam is away in New York.
And all's fair in love and war? Oh, all right, I see. Okay, Mother, I think I'll go find out that girl and do a little passionate necking.
Oh, George.
Goodbye, Mrs. Bailey. By the way, do you want any books from the library?
Library? George. George, now you go and see Mary, do you hear?
George? George, is that you out there?
Oh, hello, Mary.
Well, are you coming in?
Oh, I just happened to be passing by.
Oh, I thought you were picketing. Have you made up your mind?
How's that?
Have you made up your mind?
About what?
About coming in? Your mother just phoned. She said you were coming over.
My mother... I just happened to be passing by, that's all.
Well,
Well, all right, I'll come in for a minute. I didn't tell anybody. anybody I was coming over here. A fella can't even go for a walk. Man, when did you get back?
Tuesday.
Where'd you get that dress?
Do you like it?
It's all right.
Well, no point in standing there on the porch. Come on in.
I still can't understand it. I didn't tell anybody I was coming over here.
Well, would you rather leave?
Well, no, I don't want to be rude. I'll sit down for a while.
It's nice about your brother and Ruth, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's all right.
Don't you like her?
Well, of course I like her. She's a peach.
Oh, it's just marriage in general you're not enthusiastic about, huh?
No, marriage is all right for a lot of people. It's all right for Harry, Sam Wainwright, and you.
For Sam?
Mary,
It's George Bailey, Mother.
what's he want?
I don't know. What do you want?
Me? Not a thing. Not a thing. I just came in to get warm.
He's making violent love to me, Mother.
You just tell him to go right back home. Sam said he'd call you tonight from New York, didn't he?
I guess so. How about some music?
You know, your mother needn't. You know, I didn't come here to...
What? Why'd you come here?
I don't know. You're supposed to be the one that has all the answers. You tell me.
Well, why don't you come home? Why don't you just go home?
I don't know why I came here in the first place. Good night.
Well, good night.
Mary! The telephone, Mary!
The way you're shouting, you'd think that I...
Or you think what?
Mary!
All right, I'll get it. George, on your way out, would you just mind shutting off the phonograph?
I'd be very happy to.
Mm.
Doggone crazy song.
Hello? Sam.
Mary, gee, it's good to hear your voice.
How are you, Sam?
I forgot my hat.
Hee-haw.
What?
I was just talking to an old friend of yours, George Bailey.
Old Mossback George?
Old Mossback George.
Well, put him on. I'll talk to him, too.
Wait a second. George?
He doesn't want to speak to George.
He does. He just asked for him.
Did you call me? Because if you did, I'm in a hurry.
Sam wants to talk to you.
Hi, Sam.
Hey, a fine pal you are, trying to steal my girl.
What do you mean? Nobody's trying to steal anybody's girl. Here, Mary, take the phone.
No, wait, George. I want to speak to you both. Tell Mary to get on the extension upstairs.
He says to get on the extension upstairs.
I can't. Mother's on the extension.
I am not.
Okay, we can both hear. Just put your head a little closer. Oh, there, that's better. We're listening, Sam.
Well, I have a big deal coming up that's going to make us all rich. George, you remember that time you told me about making plastics out of soybeans?
Soybeans. Oh, yeah, soybeans, yeah.
Well, my father's checked into it, see? And now he's going to put up a factory. How do you like that?
Factory, huh?
And here's the point, George. I may have a job for you. Unless you're still married to that broken-down building and loan. Mary.
I'm here.
You tell that guy I'm giving him the chance of a lifetime, you hear?
He says it's a chance of a lifetime.
Now you give me that phone.
Here's George again, Sam. George!
Now you listen to me, Mary. I don't want any plastics, and I don't want any job, and I don't want to get married ever to anyone. You understand that? I want to do what I want to do, and you're not going to trick me, and you're... Mary. Mary.
George.
Oh, Mary. Darling. I love you, Mary.
Well, so George Bailey and Mary Hatch were...
Yes, George and Mary were married. And they started off their honeymoon in Ernie's Bishop's taxicab.
Hey, where are you two going on this here new honeymoon?
We're gonna shoot the works, Ernie. A whole week in New York, a whole week in Bermuda, the highest hotel, the oldest champagne, the hottest music, and the prettiest wife.
So you're finally getting out of Redwood Falls, huh? Then what?
Then what, honey?
Oh, after that, who cares?
That does it. You know, Mrs. Bailey, I haven't kissed you yet.
Hey, George, there's something funny going on over there. Look over there at the bank. It looks like a run.
Oh, pull over there a minute, will you, Ernie?
George, let's not stop, please. Let's just go straight to the station.
Now wait a minute. I better see what it is. I'll be right back.
George, please, George.
Poor George Bailey. Oh, he's certainly in desperate trouble, Joseph. I'll go to him at once.
Now you sit down, Clarence. Sit down. We're nowhere near the point where George Bailey is thinking of taking his life.
We're not?
Now, where were we? Well, oh, yes. George and Mary had just started on their honeymoon when they ran smack into the financial panic of 1932. In the waiting room of the Building and Loan, 100 frantic people were clamoring for their savings.